bill, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Florida is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Move to strike the last word.
Gentleman is recognized.
First of all, it's good to see you all. It's been a long time since we've been together, since we were all furloughed together by the Speaker. And so it's good to be with you. I see trying to get some muscle memory back for you all, see if you have a sense of humor. I want to just set the record straight on a couple of things. We keep referring to Kristi Noem's dog as a dog, but actually it was a puppy. It was 14 months old. And that puppy had a name. Say its name. Cricket. Okay, that puppy had a name. And so if you had a couple moments, I would now like to do a spirited reading from the book by our Secretary of Homeland Security. It starts, "I hated that dog. On the way home from a hunt, the dog on the way home from a pheasant hunt was untrainable, and it went to go attack the chickens. And at that moment, I realized I had to put her down. So I grabbed a gun and led Cricket to a gravel pit. Wasn't a pleasant job, but it had to be done. And after it was over, I realized another unpleasant job needed to be done. And so I went and got the family goat and brought that to the gravel pit. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to kill that goat with one shot." So anyway, I think the point of bringing it up is, on the merits of the bill, we can debate the merits of the bill. But if we're just going to get on our high horse about animal cruelty, which I think we all agree on, by the way, I think there's unanimity here on animal cruelty. I just, want to make sure that we apply that universally. And I think that's what the gentleman from New York is just trying to remind our colleagues, who we have not seen in a while, that, the Secretary of Homeland Security also did not treat an animal in which we believe the animal should be treated. And with that, I'll yield if Mr. Raskin has any questions.
Welcome back, Mr. Moskowitz. And first of all, I think your reference to goats is completely immaterial to what we're discussing today. It's not part of the bill. Isn't that right?
There are no goats in the bill. I was meaning, not me, and she wrote this in the book, that after she shot the dog, she's like, "That was awesome, go get the goat." So.
All right, well, getting back to the substance of it, whether it's a magnificent dog like Freddie, who joins us today, or Cricket, whose reputation has obviously been besmirched by the Secretary of Homeland Security, all dogs deserve not to be treated in a cruel and capricious way. But the point here is that everything that anybody in this room would have wanted to happen happened in this case. Right after the culprit kicked Freddie, the culprit was apprehended, was arrested, was charged, and spent 3 days in jail before being removed and deported from the country. So one asks, other than the opportunity to say we agree with what happened, what are we doing here? All that's really happening is that the majority is using it as an opportunity to try to dilute this standard that is working perfectly well, which is that if you are actually convicted of such an offense, then you will be immediately removable and deportable from the country. And there's no reason to puncture that basic line, as Mr. Nadler says, in our jurisprudence. And I can't see why any of us would want to go down that road. I thank you for reminding us that animal cruelty is a serious problem across the country, Mr. Moskowitz and Mr. Goldman. And I do hope that we can all agree that what happened in this case is precisely what should have happened. We don't need to be tampering with the law at this point. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Arizona is recognized.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. On this particular amendment, maybe we should amend this amendment to call it the Sri Thandadar bill. And so with that, I think this particular interesting article here is from the UK Daily Mail. Democratic congressman trying to impeach President Trump has been accused of abandoning over 100 dogs to starve after his company cruelly tested pharmaceuticals on them. Sri Thanadar was behind a testing lab that shut down in 2010. Months after the New Jersey lab closed, local animal rights activists alerted authorities to 118 beagles that had been left behind locked in the facility. At the time, the lab's ex-workers told USA Today they had been jumping fences at the facility to provide food and water for the dogs. Insiders claimed that even before the dogs were abandoned to starve, they had lived horrific lives in captivity and were subject to toxicology tests. I don't think they've actually had their paws on the grass. When I walked in here, it looked like they were walking on eggshells. They were kind of afraid to walk on the grass. The point is, and so, Mr. Chairman, I submit for the record this article from UK Daily Mail entitled, "Dim Congressman Sri Thanadar famed for railing against Trump carried out unspeakable act against 118 beagles."
Without objection.
And by the way, California-based organization Defense of Animals then went back to the same site and saved 55 long-tailed macaque monkeys as well. The point is, you're trying to make a joke out of something, and the reality is what happened should not have happened, and when you try to minimize something that's serious, sometimes your humor is not really funny. It's flat. And so if we're going to invoke names here, then I would invoke the name of your own colleague, Sri Thanadar. With that,
Would the gentleman yield?
I'll yield to the gentleman from California.
Perhaps the gentleman would consider modifying his suggestion by adding the name of Anthony Fauci, who's alleged to have presided over the torture of many more beagles and other harmless creatures, all in the name of perverted science.
Will the gentleman yield?
I would be happy to include that amendment. So Mr. Chairman, I'm making an oral amendment to change the title of the article of the underlying bill.
Without objection.
Will the gentleman yield for a question?
No.
Okay. That's totally fine.
I'm going to object to that.
Okay. There's an objection raised to the amendment offered to the amendment. All those in, we can take a roll call on all those in favor. All the,
Who seeks recognition? Who seeks recognition?
but I want.
He objected.
Have you yielded back? Is the gentleman yielded back? Yeah. All right. Who seeks recognition? The gentleman from Tennessee seeks recognition. Your gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I am a major animal rights, animal protection legislator for 40 years. I'll have a tie on